Hey, welcome to Marriage 101. I'm Carol and this is Nancy, and we're with Life Partners Christian Ministries. So typically there's a lot of questions wives have, but we don't really know where to go with our questions.
Right.
And what we hear from the church pulpit typically is from a guy's perspective, you know, as it's the minister. But I have a question for you today, Nancy.
Okay.
I was at the ballpark, and as we were leaving, I overheard a wife telling her husband, yeah, don't forget the chairs, and don't forget the cooler, and there's this and that and the other. And she was being pretty directive and very instructional to her husband. And as I overheard her saying this to her husband, I just kind of cringed, because I knew that whoever was within hearing distance of her would probably consider her a nag.
Yeah.
So Nancy, what is a wife to do so she's not considered a nag?
I know. It's real hard because I need to step back a little bit, because it really does make a difference on if you're a nag. What made you a nag? How did you get to be a nag? And so I kind of like to look at, whenever I'm helping a girl, I like to look at you know, I know you feel frustrated. I know you feel like, how can I get them to be moving? And then you have this thing about, there's even another concept on that, on a nag thing. You have a wife whose husband travels all the time. She is the person in charge. She is. And so she's tells the kids.
She's the husband and the wife when he's gone.
When she's gone. So she gets into the mode of telling the kids what to do.
Having to be directional. Yes, giving instructions.
And so it's really, as a wife, it's really hard to kind of take that and move from that place to another place when your husband comes home. Or even if he's not a man who travels, he might be a real controlling person and decides whether or not he's going to have a person in my mind that he... his wife will be talking to him, and it's important stuff. And you can see him. I watch him. He's sitting there. He's listening to her. Says absolutely nothing to her.
Is he tuning her out?
He just tunes her out. Because she's probably has things for him to do all the time. Well, that's part of being in a family. Yeah. There's things to do, you know.
As a team, a husband and wife team. How else do you get accomplished things?
Right. And so going back to the ballpark, you know, he probably is so involved in going and watching the ball game, or even getting prepared to go home, that he forgets about those little things that are sitting there that need to go. And so she's into that mode of, kids, take the stuff to the car, you know, and it's real hard to switch from that. Is it right? No. But is it right for him not to already let her know that he's going to be there to help her? Oh, wow. You know, maybe that would be a way to do it, because I know it does look really bad when a woman is nagging, and when you think about nagging, what makes a woman nag? You know, it's saying things over and over and over and over. Why would she say things over and over if it wasn't that
she doesn't want to?
Well, not only that, but if he doesn't answer her, how does she know he heard her?
Right. I don't know.
So there's so many concepts on it.
One wife who walks down the aisle determined that she's going to be directive and instructional and become a nag. I don't know of one wife that sets out to do that.
I can't imagine.
So
she wasn't a nag when they dated.
That's true.
And he was treating her pretty nice when he was dating her.
So what is the hope for a wife? Is she doomed for a lifetime of communicating in that type of a way? Or what suggestions would you give to a wife who finds herself having to be firm and having to be directional to her husband?
I think if I were to be working with her, I would probably help her to ask questions.
Yeah, you're so good at that.
I would ask her to say, honey, could you? You know, would you be able to? You know, or, hey, would you be able to help me right now? Is this the right time to help me right now? I know all the kids are wanting to go home, or all the kids are wanting to get in there and sit down and watch the game. Either way you go, there's things to take out of the car, and there's things to take into the car. And no matter where you are, it doesn't have to be a ballpark. It can be getting ready to go to school.
Right.
It can be anything.
Getting ready to go to church.
Yeah, it's always her. A lot of women have to even suggest that they watch and do a Bible study. I mean, there's always, the man kind of slips back.
Yeah,
if he doesn't want to be involved in the family, he kind of slips back and doesn't show any leadership. you know. And it doesn't have to be. It could be a real strong man. It could be a real. Quiet man. Still the same thing.
So what I hear you saying is for a wife to become a great question asker for whatever the situation. And then to pose things with a question, you know, would you be available to help me here? Are you interested in helping me gather these things?
Right. And she has to be ready for him not to answer that.
Then what does she do? Then what does she do?
I don't know. Hey, let's talk about that the next time we get together. Okay?
That's good. So join us again with Nancy and Carol when we tackle another question on Marriage 101.